the deep, rich sounds of the 6-bass. It's the instrument of choice for bandleader Wendy Jones for the past 30 years.
When I'm behind my bass, I'm in a different world. I'm in a different world because I'm enjoying the music. The music's got me. This is Be Here, but this is the first band. It's called
Steel Pan Orchestra has been an integral part of her life. Her steel band, Pan Fantasy, should be busy performing at Toronto's Caribbean Carnival this weekend. But like many other major events, COVID-19 has been a disruptor.
The band is not just here to play, it's a family. And because we're a family, it brings us all together. We bring love, we bring friendship, we bring food, we bring culture.
In April, the COVID-19 pandemic forced organizers to cancel Toronto's Caribbean Carnival. The multi-day festival attracts more than 1 million people to the city and brings in $400 million to Canada's GDP. A huge achievement since its early days. In 1967, masqueraders and steel pan musicians danced and played their way through Toronto's city centre for the very first time. Then it was called Caribana, and the idea of a group of Caribbean community leaders who modeled the celebration after Trinidad's Carnival, a celebration to honor the Emancipation Day for people of African descent.
And part of our heritage is that understanding that we came from a group of people who had been enslaved, and we have to continue in their memory.
Denise Herrera-Jackson is head of government relations for the festival. Part of her job is to keep the celebrations on course. But with no grand parade, no king and queen competition, live concerts, or parties, it's a seemingly impossible task.
How do you visualize something as loud and colorful and, I want to say noisy, yes, but full of life? How do you move from that?
We gon' make them free up.
Festival organizers opted to shift online. Leading up to the big weekend, they streamed workout soca-sized classes.
Classic Caribbean recipe.
And live cooking demos while highlighting local businesses and artists, all culminating with a virtual carnival road. But for husband and wife team Candace and Dwayne Dixon, the virtual road can't replace what has been lost. They've been planning, organizing, and designing for the last 2 years. Even testing out samples of their costume line, Sugarcane, at last summer's parade.
So that's really what this theme was about, was diving in and paying homage to different parts of our culture.
Carnival 2020 was going to be their official debut.
The community's lost right now. I'm lost as a designer. I'm lost as a producer.
This weekend, their headquarters, called a mass camp, would have been a flurry of volunteers and masqueraders. Instead, it's empty.
I know that there's a lot of people that are in this industry, whether they be DJs or party promoters or designers, you know, the steel pan players, we're all kind of really feeling it right now.
There's also the recent protest movements for Black Lives Matter and the conversation around systemic racism that has been front and center. The Dixons say this year is a strong reminder of why they celebrate.
The reason why we play Mass to begin with, you know, it's about celebration, it's about liberation, it's about emancipation, it's about freedom. And that's what we're fighting for today, ironically enough.
And many would-be festival goers still found ways to honor the tradition of Carnival this weekend. Like die-hard masquerader Carol DePisa.
If I didn't do this, I don't know what I would have done today. This is better than nothing. So I was happy to do this for some of my friends.
DePisa and a small group of close friends joined 100,000 people who logged on to this year's virtual road.
Everybody line up. Line up. Line up.
Soca DJs from around the world brought the music.
Shout out to everybody on the Zoom.
And carnival masqueraders brought the dance moves.
Toronto Carnival.
While celebrations look a lot different in 2020, the vibes and the pride remain the same.
So I've been doing this pretty much every year of my entire life as far as I remember. And one year was not going to pass where I didn't celebrate.
You know, I think it's great that, you know, we can all come together and, you know, still celebrate in the midst of everything that's going on.
For DePisa, this year is all about appreciation.
I feel like I'm on a lake shore. I think it makes people more humble and to appreciate what you had before.
And the hope that next year, Toronto Carnival will return in its full splendor. Tashana Reed, CBC News, Toronto.